Mavs fans already tired of an overweight Anthony Davis and wanting him gone. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Hit that subscribe button. We've said it before, but about 70% of you that watches these videos, you're not subscribed. Let's fix that. Hit that subscribe button. It's a great way to help out the channel. All right, so AD showed up to camp infamously overweight, 15 pounds heavier than he did when he was with the Lakers last season. And he tried to dismiss it as well. I just lose weight during the season. No big deal. No problem whatsoever. I don't know if I buy that. That's a lot of weight to drop. And even playing 3-4 nights a week, you would have to significantly change your diet in order to drop that kind of weight over the course of an NBA season. And again, AD didn't show up in this kind of shape with the Lakers. So is it just the food in Texas? What is it? I don't know. But Mavs fans not super happy. And I can say that in last night's preseason game, a loss, by the way, for the Mavs to the Charlotte Hornets, not a team the Mavs should lose to. The Hornets were hot shooting the ball, however, but Anthony Davis did indeed look good. Well, I mean, let's say a bit sluggish compared to what we're usually used to seeing from him. Gave up a lot of shots like that one right there. The three in his face where he just wasn't getting out there and able to really contest. He also had some shots where he scored it, but there, I mean, coming up short on that, had a few drives to the basket where he looked particularly bad. So is this a concern for the Mavs? And there's AD just, I mean, running away from the play defensively. The responsibilities got a bit mixed up. Now, I could say this, Mavs fans, we're going to get to their comments in just a moment. We're very much not, and there's AD again. That's supposed to be AD's superpower right there, right? AD's superpower is supposed to be that he can defend on the interior and out on the perimeter, and he was getting jumpers rained on him all game long. Part of that was simply great shooting by the Charlotte Hornets, but part of it was, again, Anthony Davis did look a bit sluggish. Now, should Mavs fans be particularly upset with him in this performance, given that was a preseason game? AD finished the game with 6 for 12 shooting. That's not bad. 12 points, but just 4 rebounds in 24 minutes. No blocks, no steals. That is not a typical stat line for Anthony Davis, who is one of the more versatile, more mobile bigs in the NBA. And for him to get no stocks in a 24-minute game, just 4 rebounds, shot okay, but then there he is right there, running out of the perimeter, haphazardly, kind of half-heartedly, runs into the shooter, gives up the 4-point play on that possession. AD, as somebody who has watched AD for years and years and years now, he definitely did not look like himself. Now, could this all just be effort? Could this be, hey, it's a preseason game and Anthony Davis is 32, going on 33 years old, and that's just the way that it goes? Potentially, but Mavs fans not having it, and some are even ready to show him the door. Let's get to that next.
Ever heard of the Sleeper app? Well, here's a little secret. It's more than just a platform for season-long fantasy leagues. This year, millions of users enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper. But the app offers so much more. There's live stats, real-time updates, and visualization on all stats. There's a news feed where you can get lightning-fast updates on your favorite players and teams. And a real-time chat where you can engage with other users about individual plays and performances during the NFL and NBA seasons. So download the #1 sports app and experience it yourself today. And when you do, use promo code Bulletin and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today.
And we do appreciate those, our friends over at Sleeper, and do want to note that right now they do have a great free entry, $20 entry, free, no deposit needed. Go check out Sleeper. Use the link in the description down below. So let's take a look at what Mavs fans think about Anthony Davis right now. If you're an AD fan, it's not pretty. It is not pretty at all. Here we saw a user on X, Ben, saying he's very clearly not game fit because of the eye surgery and not being able to do any cardio. Doesn't change the fact that he was awful on both ends today. Saying that doesn't mean fans hate the guy, and Lakers fans of all people calling him out. How fans treat players is hilarious. You know, one of the things that always gets me is, like, people can be mad at hypocrisy, and that's totally fine, but that also doesn't mean that it's not true, right? If fans of one group of one particular team say, hey, those guys over there are treating that player poorly, it doesn't mean they themselves have always treated their players with the utmost respect. We certainly know that fans get passionate and get frustrated if a player is particularly not playing well, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're wrong either. I do think that for Mavs fans who are upset with Anthony Davis, there's a few things in mind. Yes, I think you have a right to be frustrated. I mean, look at that. That's not Anthony. I don't know who that is. That's not Anthony Davis, what we just saw right there. And that's terrifying for the Mavs franchise. I mean, he was the main piece they got back in the deal that sent out their guy, Luka Doncic, right? There is going to be that frustration, and Mavs fans had a lot. I saw a lot of Mavs fans. There's the standard AD jumper. Saw a lot of Mavs fans last season that were very vocal, and credit to them, saying, don't blame AD. Don't blame Max Christie. It's not their fault. It's not, I mean, my God, Anthony, what was that? Again, that's not Anthony Davis. And it's that kind of stuff, airballing that shot that has Mavs fans concerned and saying, don't be upset with him. It's not their fault. Don't take out your frustration on the front office with Anthony Davis. But now the page is turned. Now it's Cooper Flagg's team. And if Anthony Davis is not Anthony Davis, you gave up a lot in order to get him. You gave up Luka. He is the main piece, the main source of value coming back from the Luka trade. And so if he is not himself, it becomes a big problem for a Mavs team that, frankly, because of the addition of Cooper Flagg, has bounced back very, very nicely from a devastating trade, sending away Luka Doncic. And so now you've got a Mavs team that I think has, at the very least, playoff aspirations in the Western Conference, and rightfully should. But if AD is showing up out of shape, is such an integral piece, has had problems already as a Mavs staying healthy, and you look at the long-term salary, $54 million this season, $58.4 million the next season, then a player option for $62.7 million after that. So if you're a Mavs fan and you know how important Anthony Davis is and how crippling it would be for your franchise moving forward, which is now looking to turn the page and build around Cooper Flagg, you know how big of a deal it is that Anthony Davis show up in shape, doing Anthony Davis things. And one of the things that will turn fans on you faster than anything else is a perceived lack of effort. If you were out there, you're playing hard night in, night out. If you're clanking shots, will fans be frustrated? Yes, but nothing will upset fans faster than a perceived lack of effort. And fans, again, were not super thrilled with the energy out of AD. I mean, here's another Mavs fan. Trade AD for anything. Get out of Cooper's way. Here's another one that noted Cooper Flagg in his post-game presser said, I got to find ways to help AD more, play off of him a little better, help him impact the game when he's posting up, getting his ISOs. So I got to find a way to help him a little bit more. But I think it's been huge trying to fit together. And this comment said, Rookie's talking about how he's got to prop up a 13-year vet so he can play up to his standard. Genuinely shameful. Again, Mavs fans not thrilled with what they're seeing at AD right now. Anthony Davis at the 4 minutes aren't going to be a net positive, and all the lineups with PJ and Coop at the 3 and 4 are going to be some of the best in the league. Again, if you're a Mavs fan, and for years, literally years, Anthony Davis has been begging the Lakers to make him a power forward and allow him to play power forward and not have to play center. The Mavs bring him to a team that will allow him to do that, and he packs on 15 pounds. I understand why there's a little bit of frustration. Now, I would caution, AD is known for doing this. AD is known for having games where he's just kind of low energy, where he's just not particularly locked in to a specific game. On nights when AD is on, he is absolutely phenomenal. And I think there is a right to be frustrated with the weight gain and any perceived lack of commitment, lack of effort, because that's what that would be. The gain of that much weight is a lack of effort on his part. Yes, he dealt with the eye issue, and maybe that prevented him from being able to do cardio, but that still means you just need to adjust your diet, adjust your calorie intake for the amount of calories that you are expending. And AD certainly has the resources to have dietitians and people who can keep him on track in all of that. So I understand the frustration on Mavs fans there, but keep in mind, this is a preseason game. It's not a regular season game. So A low energy output out of Anthony Davis, who is going to turn 33 this season, is that necessarily cause for alarm? No, this could just be, despite the weight gain, that this was a preseason game, and therefore Anthony Davis, as a 13-year veteran, as the one Mavs fan noted, simply didn't want to push down on the gas pedal much in this one. But I'll tell you this, if we see this version of AD in a regular season game, in a game that matters for the Mavs, the frustration is only going to ramp up that much more because he looked sluggish. There were moments where he looked disinterested, and there were a number of moments. Every once in a while, you saw a flash of AD, but for the most part, he did not look like himself. And if that is the case, that could be a big, big problem for the primary piece the Mavs got back for their guy, Luka Doncic. Give me your thoughts in the comments down below, though. What did you think about Anthony Davis' performance? Should Mavs fans be frustrated? Should they be upset? Should they be concerned? Do they have a right to be frustrated with Anthony Davis right now? Give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, everybody. See ya and stay safe.